right. Hello and welcome to House of Cult. My name is Alessandro, and with me, as always, is Ariel, the owner and founder of the Pretty Cult. And today we have the pleasure of speaking with hard rock and post-grunge outfit Return to Dust, who have had a landmark year between high-profile tours with Mammoth and Miles Kennedy to releasing their latest EP, Speak Like the Dead, and their most recent single, New Religion, among many other milestones. But before we get into any of that, was asking London earlier how his day was going, but how's everybody else doing today?
It's great, man. Yeah, we're right before the holidays. We just got off of a bunch of crazy tours and we actually just moved into a new place and we just set up like drums and shit in the living room. So this is basically RTDHQ now and
Should we show?
which is should we
Yeah,
show
yeah,
flip the
give us the
camera around?
tour.
Yeah, let's see it.
We're literally in the living room, which is rehearsal space. It's kind of
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Looks
That looks
great.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of we just set everything up, so there's still a lot of kind of vibe to work on, but
Yeah, we compromised with the girlfriend, so we can have that half of the living room. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Wow.
Oh yeah.
that's amazing.
Just
That's
kidding.
so
It's our
cool.
place. We have the whole space. It's us.
Yeah.
yeah, boys only.
Only boys in here.
And you guys are roommates together?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that. It's amazing. That's so cool.
and they were roommates,
Roommates, bandmates, best friends,
lovers,
bedmates.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
never
Well,
beating the
guys.
allegations. Sorry, guys.
No.
Hell yeah. Well, guys, like, obviously Return to Dust, it's crazy because it felt like you guys have been around longer, but then I'm looking it up and I'm like, it's 2022 was like officially when the band started, which is so crazy how fast time flies. And, kind of thinking about that in just a few short years that you guys have been a band, you've already released a full-length record, an EP, you've toured with a ton of big acts, played all the major rock festivals and even had radio success and some viral moments on TikTok. Has this trajectory sort of exceeded your initial expectations? And has it kind of felt like a blur at times? And have you sort of had an opportunity to sort of pause and reflect on just how much has happened so quickly?
No pausing. I feel like, especially in like the arts, it's like you're always worried about what's next, and you're not. When you're trying to make it a career, and it's not maybe 100% where you want it. It's like, and it may never be where we want it. It might be an ever, achieving goal. Uh,
It's hard to be satisfied.
but always just kind of worried about what's next and like planning new things, like always trying to reinvent, create new stuff, like just, put new creative energy out in the world. And so I guess it's fortuitous you're asking that around the holidays because that's probably the only time during the year that I'm gonna go home and like just bed rot for a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm.
as opposed to every other day of the year where I'm like sitting in bed like I should be doing something right now. I
It's
know.
honestly
Yeah.
it's really nice though. Like I feel like a lot of like the industry kind of shuts down in a lot of ways during the holidays, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that like everyone, especially in this field or whatever, like it's always go go go, and there's kind of like Maddie said, it's always like what's next, what's next every single day. It's like what's the next thing, and so it's nice to have a sort of just like systematic pause, for everyone. Um, so, uh, but I guess to touch on like the growth and the virality to some degree, I mean, um, it's hard to say what the expectations were at the start because I feel like they change. It's like an ever evolving kind of beast. Like I don't think we fully could understand like what it could become and like and what it would become. And I think at this point it's like wherever you are, wherever we are in our current trajectory, it's like it's hard to fully actualize like where we actually are because I think at this point like we have a lot clearer of a vision, and like, we really want to grow this thing as big as it can go. And I think that now I think we can realize that a little bit better than we did, say when we first conceived the band.
Mhm.
Um, if that makes sense. So I think we definitely have like big goals, big aspirations. We've definitely, I mean, it's kind of crazy when you look back and you kind of stop and smell the roses and you're like, wow, like we've toured with Billy Corgan and like Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace. Like we grew up like listening to all of these bands and artists and stuff. So we feel very grateful to have this sort of stamp of approval by like some of our favorite artists and stuff. Yeah, we feel very lucky for sure at this point.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, and kind of going back to the beginning even more so when the band, originally came together in Los Angeles. What was kind of that early, I guess for lack of a better term, mission statement for Return to Dust, like when you guys were first like starting out?
Oh my God.
Well, I think because we moved here, I was 20 and you were 19, I think, right?
Yeah.
So there was no, I guess, like mission statement. I guess just the idea was we just want to make music and we want to
To
make
make
as
music.
cool of music as we possibly can, you know? Like what's the coolest thing we can do? So we were absorbing, we are listening to all this great music all around us, then a lot of the 90s stuff. And we fell in love with a lot of like the Alice in Chains Unplugged and you know all kinds of great music around us and just like brotherhood too, and camaraderie that we had in each other and in the people around us. And we're just trying to, I guess, we were just trying to tell our story every single day, like one song at a time. And, because it felt like a very unique thing that we were doing, now that I know, now that I've lived in Los Angeles for long enough, I know that everyone who lives here is from somewhere else. So
Mhm.
it's
Right.
like you're surrounded by a bunch of transplants, but but it was such a crazy culture shock for us at the time. We grew up in a small town in Texas, and we moved. We packed up all of our shit, dropped out of college, and moved across the country. And we're living in like a one-bedroom apartment, like in Inglewood. It was like the only thing that we could afford, and like working day jobs and stuff. And it was like, how can we just like, how do we write based in our scenario right now, like what we're doing, what we're trying to achieve, because obviously we idealize one day we want to be on these big stages, we want to be playing, arenas, we want to have music out on Spotify, that was a thing that we aspired for someday. Uh, so it was like, yeah, I mean, th those were just the goals. They were very small, and I think that's well,
Yeah,
yeah.
playing arenas, yeah,
Yeah, well, sorry,
Yeah.
small
sorry.
goals. Yeah.
Uh, it's well, it's just weird how the goals have kind of changed as we started out. But at first, I guess it was just like, let's just write cool songs. Let's try and get something out on Spotify. Maybe someday we can play the Moroccan Lounge,
Right, right.
Someday we can
Yeah,
play the
Yeah, of
Whiskey to
course.
Go Go.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
awesome. And obviously, the band draws, a heavy influence from 1990s like grunge movement, the iconic Seattle scene, which our lovely co-host, if you don't know, is from Seattle.
Oh man. Yeah.
He always loves talking about Seattle.
And funny enough, like sorry to
we were
cut you
just
off,
there. It
but
was awesome.
oh, that's rad. My aunt and uncle were actually in two different grunge bands in the 90s that were like fairly successful. Like
You never told me this.
yeah, yeah. My
What?
my my aunt was in a band called Green Apple Quick Step, which they toured with Alice in Chains in the 90s and I
Wow.
think even like went to Jerry Cantrell's like first wedding and stuff like that. And then
Whoa.
my uncle was in a band called Willard that was on Roadrunner in the 90s. That was like, they were both grunge bands, Green Apple, their like biggest thing is they ended up on like the Conan O'Brien show and like Beavis and
No.
Butthead. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. A lot of deep ties to the grunge scene in Seattle,
Oh my
But I was born
God.
in 1994, so I missed pretty much everything. So yeah.
My God,
That's
I
so
never knew
sick.
this. I'm learning
Yeah.
something new along with you guys about Alessandro right now. That's so cool. But yeah, obviously that is a very big influence for you guys. What is it about that era that really has felt so impactful for you? Were there specific albums or artists that really kind of helped shape the DNA of Return to Dust?
Mm. Um, oh man.
I mean, personally, I love like the moodiness of the art back then. I love how everything was blurry and bloomy, out of focus.
Mhm.
And I mean, sonically, like things just felt like they're warm and the songwriting was genuine and it was real bands back then and it was just a lot of
Yeah.
struggle and
There was a sort of like vulnerability in like how dark like a lot of those songs are, and I
Yeah.
think that's something that like we really cherished a lot. Um, like the ability to like write such like just like dark and vulnerable songs, but like they're still like beautiful songs. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like
Hmm.
it is, they are heavy and a lot of like sonically and lyrically, but it's still like a very beautiful thing, and a beautiful sound, however dark it may be. And I think that that's something we really resonate with. So
Yeah, I can definitely
Yeah.
see that for sure.
London.
Yeah.
Why what do you like what do you like about the 90s stuff? What drew you to our band, you know? Like
really quick, also, we're getting Seb.
no, he's outside.
Is he?
He's on a call.
Oh, okay.
Just
Are we not getting Seb?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm a liar. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot like what the guys were saying. I just love how raw it all was and like the intention behind all of it. And it was so just new and exciting for the time and different from what like the 80s had to offer in the late 80s in particular. And it was so stripped back, but still something so forward for the time. That's was something I really liked about the whole grunge period.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so interesting. Have you guys been noticing, like, obviously that nutshell has just been going absolutely viral again on
Yeah.
TikTok? Like, it's so funny. Like, and it's like, I don't know if you've seen the video of like those two guys in like Arkansas. They're like,
Yeah.
bigger gentlemen
Yep.
just
In the
singing it like in
garage.
the garage.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh
like
yeah.
the most
Yeah.
beautiful thing you've ever heard. Like, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's incredible. Yeah.
It's so
No,
cool. I love how like on social media, like just so much of just like the like older shit's just kind of resurfacing,
The
and
kids are finding
so
good
many,
music again.
yeah, we're like all like everyone's like uh what's the word? Discovering all of this like amazing music. And I
yeah,
mean, it's literally the entire reason that, I feel like we gravitated towards this type of music because I feel like it was kind of resurfacing. And we had, I mean, we grew up like we had like older brothers that kind of shared this music with us too. So it was kind of like it was kind of nostalgic in a lot of ways, like being, you know, uh, reintroduced to all this stuff because we're like, oh man, like, my brother showed me this song, back in the day, and like, oh, I think I remember hearing that. You know what I mean? So it's like it was super nostalgic in a way and just like very cool to like come back to.
for sure.
Yeah. Kind of too, like, I don't know. I was talking about this with someone recently. I don't know, kind of going back to the TikTok thing. And like, I find myself getting kind of annoyed now when people are like, oh, it's like a TikTok song or that band's big again because of TikTok. And I'm just kind of like, so?
So yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't
like,
that cool? Like,
yeah, I think that's fucking great. Like, like, of course, I know who Deftones is, but because they had such a resurgence on TikTok, I hadn't listened to them in a long time. And then when the new album came out this year, I was like, fuck, I like forgot how much I love Deftones. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it was just
mm,
putting that back into or like you said, like younger people finding new to them bands. And I'm like, what's fucking wrong with that? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate when people get so weird about the TikTok thing because, like, I legitimately have found new artists on there that are actually new, which I think is obviously an amazing platform for bands like Return to Dust for people to find your guys' music, but then also finding like older bands or just older bands that like maybe I listened to in childhood and like forgot about, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, what are they doing now? Like, is there
Yeah.
anything new or anything new that I've missed? So I don't know, I've been like weirdly reflecting on that lately, and I don't like the negative connotation of I feel like especially older people in the music industry being like, oh, fucking TikTok. I'm like, and like
Yeah.
it's the way of the future. Like get on board or move aside, you know?
I think some people can't like comprehend that they don't have as much pull as they used to. You know, they're
Mm-hmm.
not
Hmm.
like the tastemakers anymore. It's like truly in the hands of the people
Mm-hmm.
now and the consumers. And like obviously some people are not gonna like that. They're like, oh, I liked it when it was this way, you know?
Exactly. Which it's also like, okay, so real fans, it's like in the hands of people who are actually going to listen to this music and go to the shows and stuff like that. Like, I think it's, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those beautiful sides of social media where I think it is really cool because you are reaching a real fan base, not just listening to what, I don't know, some person on the radio is making you listen to kind of thing. Like you can find
Yeah.
Yeah.
new
I
shit and those are your real fans, you know? I don't know. I think
I,
it's
I
cool.
love
Yeah.
I love that artists can also interface directly with their fans nowadays too. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the golden sides of social media. Is it's like I can talk directly to the entirety of our fan base just like on a story post or something like that, which I think is so cool.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
It didn't used to be like that.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Uh,
did like we weren't really around for like MySpace, but it's like did were people like, "Oh, like look at that MySpace band." Like
So
Are you
you know what
calling
I
me
mean?
yes. Yeah, yeah, you're
millennials right
calling us
now,
old. I
dude?
get it. I get it. It's all good.
Well, it wasn't
No.
really a question, but
I could tell you firsthand this happened almost exactly the same. There was always that's just a MySpace scene band. Like because it was
Mm,
MySpace was so synonymous with the emo and the metalcore
yeah.
screamo kind of thing that was going on in the mid 2000s, late 2000s, and like there was also like MySpace influencers before like influencer culture, and it was
Yeah, I mean,
MySpace
dude,
Whoa.
models, and
Jeffree
so
Star.
Jeffree Star was a
That's
MySpace
funny.
Yeah.
influencer, you know,
Yeah.
Really? I
and
didn't know that.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
100%, yeah, and like
Now
certain
maybe we are
bands
old,
like
Alessandro.
yeah, I mean, no, it's completely like I don't know, just like an example. Well, now they're just a pop rock band, but like the band All Time Low, if you know them, like they were known
Yeah,
as a MySpace core band, like, and that's just what people referred to things as at that
got it.
time. And it's like, it's the same thing every 10 years,
It's all
it's
cyclical. Yeah,
yeah. There's going to be
yeah,
something new in probably 10 years and there'll be that, and
totally.
it is what it is. Yeah. Well, like, don't want to stick on the grunge thing, obviously, too much, but I think, obviously, a huge, compelling part of this band is the two vocalist dynamic, between, Maddie and Graham, and obviously, you guys have drawn, comparisons to like Lane Stanley and Jerry Cantrell because of like sort of the yin and yang qualities of your voices together. I'm kind of curious how you guys actually sort of divide and conquer, songwriting, but also like, coming up with melodies together and how to make it all fit with each other.
Mm. I mean, it's a I think it's an ever moving target, I guess. Every song is different, you know. Sometimes the songs come about in a lot of different ways. Like, sometimes Maddie will write a whole song, like the whole front, start to finish. Sometimes I'll do the same. Sometimes it's kind of born of a riff that we were jamming, and we'll kind of come up with the melodies and stuff like that on the spot. Some songs Maddie will entirely sing, and vice versa. we definitely always try to incorporate harmony stacks like throughout every single song. So even if like, Maddie's singing lead on like the whole song, like there will be tons of harmony stacks and like we get like super weird in the studio when it comes to all that stuff. Like there's like we like layer like five or six voices, at a
Mhm.
time sometimes. Um and it's all just kind of mixed in, to the song. And so yeah.
So yeah, we started singing together. We grew up in the same town in Texas, and there was one venue in the town. It was a coffee shop, and we would play open mics there every Thursday. And we had this friend group that was like super musical. They would all bring their guitars, and we'd all like take turns performing to the coffee shop, like sometimes the staff just, but our friends as well, and that's how we just kind of learned that our voices worked really well together. And then when we decided to start the band, it started to get a little bit more intuitive as we went along, just who was going to sing what. And it's actually really funny. So we did this acoustic thing in Seattle last week. Uh,
Where at?
it was at the Everett. It was in Everett,
Oh,
near
okay.
Snohomish,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was the Angel of the Winds
Oh,
Theater.
Angel of the Winds. Let's go,
Yeah,
baby. Yeah.
or arena. Sorry, it was like
Yeah.
Shinedown and Daughtry, Pretty Reckless, Mammoth, like all those bands. And we were the
Very
first.
cool.
We opened it up, and we played three songs acoustic. So I was talking to Daughtry's playback guy, and he was like, I love like what you guys are doing. Like, it's so interesting how you like choose what harmonies to do. Because it's just two voices, we're very like pigeonholed in that way. It's like we only have two voices, so it's like which ones do we choose? And I'm like, I guess I don't really like think about it that hard because I'm like, we just do what feels natural, and it ends up, I guess, being like unique, unique to us. But I don't really know any other way to do it. Like I'm not a professional, like professionally trained singer, and you did choir for a bit, but not super. Like we're not like mathematically choosing our different
Mhm.
like what would be the best, harmonies. It's just it's what feels natural. So anytime we pull out a song, it's kind of the same thing. Like just what would sound the best you hear in your head for
Yeah,
the song.
I feel like more often than not, like we get in the vocal booth and like let's say like Maddie has this song and he's singing lead on like the verse, and we'll do takes, like he'll do his the lead take, and then and then our producer Jim will turn around, he'll be like, cool, Graham, like for your harmony part, like do you have like some ideas? And I'm like, I don't know, like I'll just figure it out. So I just like, you know what I mean, like we just like kind of get in the booth and like I don't know, we'll kind of hum out some stuff, like we'll listen back to it, and really just kind of, it's very like impromptu, very, go with the flow. And I feel like it just kind of comes out naturally, like Maddie's saying.
But that's the best.
Yeah,
That's the best way to
Yeah.
do
I
it.
think so. I mean, it's the only way I
Yeah.
know how to do it.
And
So
if you think about it too much, the first idea, in my opinion, is always the best. The first thing that comes to your mind is the most true. It's the thing that your ears have been trained to hear. You know, as as what was he that Simon told us. He was like, trust your brush strokes as an artist. He's like,
Mm,
you've trained your whole life to develop your brush stroke.
yeah, I like that.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
so cool. I feel like you guys are so humble about it as well, like saying you're not trained singers, because I've seen you guys live a few times and you guys are so in sync when you are harmonizing together. And it's like if one guy is off, like it is so apparent when it like because you guys are constantly harmonizing together. You guys are so locked in, and I can't even imagine like for any of the listeners, like that's a very hard thing to do live. Because like
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
yeah,
dude.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and kind of looking back on, your self-titled debut album, which I think, it came out a little over a year ago, you know, how do you sort of feel about that record today, and how did it sort of inform the writing and recording process, naturally leading into what we got with Speak Like the Dead What did you sort of want to do differently that time?
I love that record so much. I think it's so cool, and it ages better.
The self-titled?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
ages better the farther we get away from it. Because obviously you're super self-conscious about everything you put out. But as we get farther away from it, I'm like, I just love it. It's just the classic Return to Dust, It's just us
Hmm.
having fun. And those songs were written so long ago that it's cool to go back and listen to them every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I don't have any immediate thoughts. London, how do you feel about the
I
self-titled
I love the
compared to
self-titled.
Speak Like the Dead?
I wasn't even in the band yet, and it's some of my favorite stuff to this day. So
It's
make
true.
we'll play Bad News live at some point.
Yeah.
How do you feel like just listening to the stuff on the LP and then getting to play on the EP and stuff? Like, how did that influence your
Yeah.
I guess the choices that you would make?
So, well, like I love a lot of the playing and the style on the first stuff, and the drummer. I'm a big fan of his. He's one of my boys, so I got to pay homage to him on some of the new stuff and keep it in the same vein, but add my own flair to it, and definitely live too. Like I like to go overboard, adding some extra stuff to a lot of the parts. Um,
Dude, there's sometimes, okay, real quick, little add on. Like
Yeah.
sometimes, like London saying, like he'll just like fucking throw in some shit and like stuff that we just like don't really rehearse or you know what I mean? Like he's just kind of like feeling it out at the time, and like it'll like catch me so off guard, especially because like in my mix, like he's turned up pretty loud because like we got to lock in on bass and stuff, and he'll just like throw in some like double pedal shit on like When You Look at Me. It'll just like be so heavy and tasteful. I'll be like, whoa, that is not in the record, and it's so sick.
Yeah, it
So
is really
we have a
sick.
lot of fun with like like it still obviously feels like the song, but like we throw in some extra stuff, or London does, and it's pretty dope.
Anytime you hit a nasty lick, London, I always look at Seb, and he's always looking back at you and dank face immediately. Yeah.
I
it's always
love
fun.
anytime we interview bands and they just rave about how sick their drummer is. Like that's
We
just
just
like the
glaze each
greatest
other
thing to
the whole
hear.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
London especially is the most humble dude, but he's so freaking good.
We
Like,
can all suck each other off all day. This whole band loves each other.
Aw.
Oh my God, I love
I love
it.
that. I love that.
The van gets
Uh,
super weird on tour.
yes,
Super weird.
Fuck yeah.
uh, hey, you know what? It's better than the other way, right?
Oh yeah.
Um, your
Totally.
recent, obviously, standalone single, New Religion, explores, much heavier lyrical themes, is paired with a striking music video featuring, religious imagery and a desert setting, kind of walk us through the meaning, of that song and more what kind of inspired the visual choices and how they serve as a metaphor for the message that you guys are clearly trying to communicate.
Yeah. That music video was so fun. It was very run and gun. And obviously we had, kind of some of the shots in mind, but it ended up being very loose conceptually. But it was super fun. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I think the song in a lot of ways, we saw a lot of kind of mixed feelings about it online. Um, you know, uh and a lot of people that were pretty heavily religious were confused, to say the least, about the song.
Hmm.
And they were just like, I don't know if I don't know about this band, this rock band here. My mother would not approve. And but I think that we actually had a guy come up to us at the merch booth, and he said, "Hey, like," he was very respectful. He was like, "Hey, I'm a Christian, and I really love your band, and I really love this song. Um, but I guess I'm just kind of at odds with it because it's hard to listen to with my faith. Can you kind of like walk me through what you mean?" by the song. And I was like, wow, what a respectful way to open some communication. We should
Hmm.
all be like this. Take notes, people.
Yeah.
Um, and we just kind of explained, like we grew up in very religious households, and we felt that we didn't really have a choice growing up when it came to what we believed in. It was kind of like, this is the way, this God, is the guy that you should follow. He's great. These are all of the things that he did for you, and and it's like, okay, sure. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense, and I feel like as we grew older, you know, um, I think we kind of realized that it's not so much that like the concept of God is such a complex thing. It's like um it's not necessarily like this dude in the sky that's like laid out this destiny for you, right? It's a lot deeper than that. And I feel like it's more so about the what would you say? The way that God is used in culture and like in media. And I think that, you know, it can be kind of weaponized in a lot of ways. And it's unfair. It's unfair to everyone's well-being and everyone's um, just state of like living
I mean,
through every day.
it's unfair to people who like use the religion for like good reasons.
Yeah.
I think that, people who weaponize it are doing a disservice to the thing that they're trying to protect so wholly. Um, and like growing up, we had like a lot of like queer friends and people who were, the traditional Christians
Marginalized.
don't agree with. And I remember one of the first times my parents took me to a church, like the opening I guess like projection that was on the screen was like very anti-gay, because which was crazy. And I didn't really understand it whenever I was watching it. And then I walked out and I was like, they just showed that to like a whole bunch of kids and like parents and everything like that. And everyone's okay with that. That's just normal. Um, and then obviously like a lot of our friends were like in like GSA or something like basically gay club at school,
Mhm.
and were like bullied and marginalized for it. And it was this terrible feeling of like why is this so acceptable in most part in like the majority of the world, it's just it's well, why can't people be Christian and gay or have differing ideals but still, you know no one has the right answer
Yeah.
about
Right.
what Christianity is or what God is or anything like that. It's like, why can't we all just be like a little bit more open about it? So I think that's where a lot of the feelings from New Religion came from. That was just like, God is a fake. Like, fuck you guys. You're using it for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, not my God. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, dude, yeah, 100%. Thank you so much for sharing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that I love that story of that fan that came up to you. Like truly like I am, and I've said it a lot on this podcast. I grew up similarly to you guys. And so I'm very anti-religion. Religion in all sense kind of thing. That's my own thing, but same thing like and recently I have had like a similar conversation to that fan with my sister. My sister's still religious, but I have said to her like so many times, like, if more people were like you, because my sister's like pro-gay marriage, liberal as fuck, like pro-choice, like if you want an abortion, fuck yeah. Like she's all, but she still believes in God and stuff. And I told her, I was like, it's just a shame that I feel like if more people were like you, or, she can have a respectful conversation with someone, go up, I don't think she's not the type of person to go up to someone, but, just she's very much like, I have my own whatever. I believe in a God. I believe in maybe a heaven and a hell and just being a fucking good person. And like I've had so many conversations with her that like in a way, while her and I are very polar opposite, I'm happy that she's been able to find that for herself, and that it's very refreshing to see religious people who are like that, or like this gentleman who came up to you, who can like just have a goddamn conversation and not be so fucking hateful,
Mhm.
you know? And
Right out the
Absolutely.
gate. Yeah.
And we left
yeah,
Yeah.
the after the conversation, like he was like, wow, like that is, amazing. He was so, it was like a weight like was kind of lifted off of his shoulders, and he was like, that makes
Yeah.
so much sense. Like, he's like, I love you guys even more now. Like,
oh,
let me
good.
let
Wow.
me let me get that shirt that is the new religion, the new religion artwork. He was
Yeah.
like, and I was like, yes, like, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah, and it's just goes to show even your experience, like if people could just talk to each other and communicate in respectful ways, we would be so much farther as a society, and so many issues, if you could just talk to someone, even though you're maybe uncomfortable asking that question, like just yeah, you guys communicated about it, and he was a fan before, and now he's probably even a bigger fan, and he's gonna always remember that. And it's just, again, a shame. I'm always like, I feel like the world would have 90% less problems if we all just weren't afraid to like communicate with each other in a respectful
Totally.
manner. But
Yeah.
like,
And make assumptions about each other and
yeah,
who
just
we
like,
are. Yeah.
or don't be afraid to ask questions in a respectful way. Just be like, yeah, I don't really understand this. Like, I don't really agree with it. Like, can you explain to me what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, what a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
It
That's
was it
that's
was so it
incredible.
was really cool. Yeah.
That's what rock and roll does, I feel like, is it brings it really opens the door. And I love that so much about alternative culture and about, rock music, metal music. Like everything is just like, we're all here for the same reason, and like let's put our differences aside and fucking like
Yeah, we
love
all love the
one.
same
It
thing, music.
it
Yeah.
brings people
Yeah.
together. I was literally telling my girlfriend this yesterday, like 2025. It's been, a pretty dark year. A lot of crazy shit has happened. I'll tell you what, the most beautiful thing I witnessed this year was at the Rose Bowl for both nights of Oasis at the Rose Bowl reuniting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was like 100,000 people from all walks of life hugging each other. I never hugged so many 60-year-old fucking Irish guys, and British guys. Like everybody, it didn't
Yeah.
matter where you came from. We were
Mm.
there.
Yeah.
We were there to watch a rock band
I know.
play.
Everyone, the
Crazy.
pipeline to Oasis comes from all walks of life.
100%, dude.
It's true, dude.
100%.
I can't tell you how many hardcore punk shows I've been to where like the guitarist is wearing an Oasis shirt, and
Oh, Doug, yeah.
there's like some dude just like windmilling and like spin kicking, and I'm just like, is this like that's crazy?
Someone needs to explain the hardcore
Someone needs.
music to
That's the
Oasis
guy you want
pipeline
to
for sure.
avoid in a pit at a real hardcore show is the guy wearing the Oasis shirt.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
guy might kill you, to be
Yeah.
honest.
He
Yeah.
knows more ball than any of everyone combined. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
just switching gears, just a couple more quick questions. We always like to ask this, and I feel like it's kind of fitting, after talking about, how cool your music video was for New Religion. But we always like to ask our guests, like, if your music could score any film, past or present, which movie would you
Mhm.
choose, and why do you feel your sound would fit in that world?
Um,
Mhm. London, I feel like you're the movie buff of the band.
Yeah,
You.
just for like comedies, stupid stoner stuff. Nothing like crazy.
Yeah.
Like my mind goes to like straight to like a chase scene in like the Hangover movies or something. That's where I
Yeah.
want
I
to
mean,
see it.
hey, that'd be
Disarray, like, yeah.
But
Yeah, I feel like there's our music is a little bit more dramatic than
yeah,
than a comedy stoner movie for sure. Um,
we've been asked a lot of questions about manga recently, and we could
yeah.
definitely we've agreed that we could see like like if there was a proper Berserk anime ever made,
Ooh,
one that doesn't
yeah.
oh,
suck dick. then because all of the Dirk animes out right now, they're not good.
Sorry.
Then we could see Summer Rain being on it, or just a lot of the songs. Like they're just all very dramatic, um, and I feel like would serve the dark fantasy vibe of Berserk very well.
Yeah, definitely like a dark fantasy vibe. At least for like the heavier songs for sure. I mean, we definitely have like songs that are a little bit more like upbeat, like Disarray or Bored. Um, hmm.
I loved like The Crow too. Like
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
that
Mm.
had the best soundtrack growing up. Also, Donnie Dark. Wait, sorry. Yeah, Donnie
I mean,
Darko.
Darty Darko would be sick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even if you didn't mean to say Darty Darko, like
No,
Donnie
no, no, I did.
Darko.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got so much of my music taste from that growing up, like
Yeah.
Tears for Fears
oh my
and The
God, yeah.
Ah,
Church and all that. Like that was its own thing, my own awakening as a teenager. But yeah, something like that, like something cool, like alternative. Uh yeah, but also feels nostalgic as well. I think we could pair our music with.
I
Yeah.
love that.
That Crow soundtrack is unbelievable.
Stacked, dude.
It's
Stacked.
so depressing what they've done with the remake and everything.
Yeah. Didn't Stone Temple Pilots write Big Empty for the Crow soundtrack? I believe it
that
was,
sounds right. Yeah, yeah, I think
which is
so.
crazy because that's like one of the biggest Stone Temple Pilots songs. Like it's like my
Yeah,
favorite, and it's written for a movie. Like so cool.
it's the greatest, man. Literally unmatched, that movie.
Hmm.
Incredible.
Oh yeah, well, a couple more here. Also, because we are a fashion brand, we always ask at least one fashion question. We love asking artists about their personal style. How do you guys kind of express, yourselves through fashion, both on and off stage? And are there any particular like style icons or brands or influences that maybe influence you guys or how visually through the band?
Our style icon is London Hudson. He's on the call with us right now. Um, yeah, London, you want to take the floor on this one?
Yeah. No, I like clothes a lot for sure. Definitely like style wise, like Lemmy from Motorhead, just like the
Mm,
leather, the chains, the biker jackets, the bullet belts. That was always like the look for me. I always thought that was just like God. But I'm also like I've been skating my whole life, so like skate culture, like fucking awesome, and Supreme and hockey are like some of my favorite brands ever. And then just like the whole New York trash and vaudeville scene over there was
Mhm.
really rad, and Vivian Westwood stuff too.
oh, I love
Yeah.
Vivienne Westwood. I've had a resurgence of her in my life in some way because also like I didn't realize that Japan is like so obsessed with Vivian.
Oh yeah.
And I went to like the store in Harajuku, and then I just got like a thing on my Instagram where they're opening like a Vivian Westwood cafe in Tokyo. And I'm like, well, fuck, I gotta
Yeah,
go
yeah, no,
back.
my
Wow.
girlfriend was telling me about that. That's
Yeah, I
rad.
just saw it like 2 days ago and I sent it to my husband. I was like, okay, we're going back. But I love Vivian Westwood.
Dude, I feel like if you ever think you got, oh, what the fuck? Sorry. I was getting a call and like spiked me out for a second. But
All
anyway,
good.
if you ever think your style's cool, like just look at whatever the Japanese are wearing and you'll be instantly
Yes.
humbled.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
They got that shit figured out.
Hmm.
It's really cool.
They've
I
got
was,
everything figured
It's
out.
important over there. It's like
it
I feel
is.
like it's so common here to just walk around in gray sweatpants, and it's like, oh, where is our where and shitification, Like why are we all just like stooped so low, Even our celebrities walk around in gray sweatpants. Yeah. It's like
I'm all for comfortability, but yeah, come on, guys.
well, it's just, it's about the beauty and just like the normal things, It's like we have a concrete jungle here in the States. It's
Yeah.
like everything is so everything used to be so beautiful, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, everything I could go on about. I could have a whole episode about Japan, but everything is done with intention, and how you present yourself is very, very, very important in that culture. So,
Yeah.
yes, you would not go out in sweatpants unless they were like stylized intentionally.
Totally.
And you know what I'm saying? There would be some sort of like juxtaposition going on.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I'm all
yeah,
for baggy. I love the baggy vibe. It's cool.
yeah,
I especially like it when it's like baggy on tight. Like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
the contrast is always great.
But again, it just goes back to Japanese culture because it's like in animes, it's like that's what the main guy's wearing is like the baggy pants with like
Yeah.
the tight top or something.
Yeah, you can
Hmm.
like see every pec and ab,
Yes.
but at the
Yeah.
same time he's like wearing like these like flare bottoms. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
it
more
completely informed the fashion choices in a lot of ways, the MySpace era that we were kind of discussing earlier too. Like
Mm.
Yeah.
Bape was like the big brand out of Japan, and like everybody wanted to wear Bape, and like you would see all those like neon cartoon monster shirts for all like the emo MySpace bands, and it was all directly inspired by Japanese shit that was coming out at that time.
that's
Yeah,
It's
awesome.
that's
always
cool.
influenced it. Yeah, 100%.
Well, the switching gears again to wrap it up for you guys, another kind of random one since you guys just got off tour. What does the perfect off day of tour look like for you? We love to ask bands. Sometimes people love to give us like their favorite food or coffee spots or things that they really love to hit up on an off day when they're on tour.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
we love the days off for sure. Because we all just get to hang out. It's like a big hangout day. And I think one of the one of my favorite, at least personally, is just like going to a park like during the summertime and like cooking up. We have this little like cast iron pan and grill, like propane grill, and we'll
Mm.
just like, buy some steaks or burgers or something and just like go to a park, open the van up. It's like a beautiful day and wherever the fuck. And you just like, cook and like play some spike ball or you know, just hang, listen to some music. That's like
Yeah.
ideal day for me.
It depends on the time of year. That's definitely like probably ideal summertime off day for sure. We had like 3 off days in Kansas, I think. Yeah, on this last tour, and it was like during a snowstorm, and we're like, okay, like time to
No
time to
fun.
time to take the PlayStation inside and play video games for 3 days straight.
We
Um,
also watched two of the Lord of the Rings movies,
we
so
did
we
do
did do
that.
that.
And Zootopia.
Solid.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Solid. I have to ask
Absolutely.
though, what PlayStation games were we playing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, it was just Black Ops Zombies.
Okay.
Running it.
Just
Fair.
running it, trying to get the highest round.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's another one we love when we find out bands like to play video games. I'm like, all right, what are you playing?
We also all have like a bunch of Steam decks and stuff. So we do be playing a lot of video games and stuff like that on tour.
We're all very big gamers. We like games, card games. Like we play Magic the Gathering a ton.
Oh,
It's where we
Nice.
got it's where we got the band name from. So it's like
oh,
that's
fun.
ingrained in our band's lore and history.
We're literally sitting like underneath the coffee table
We have our decks
that
and
the
all right.
phone is on right now. Yeah, just an array of Magic decks. So yeah.
That is one like I'm a huge fantasy person too. I read a lot of fantasy. And that's like one thing I have not gotten into, but I don't have any like immediate friends that play Magic, but I like that I have a couple good friends, but they don't live in the States that
Mhm.
play Magic, and I've kind of been interested. I'm like, I don't know how to start this,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
It's pretty
Godspeed.
overwhelming. Yeah,
You try.
you definitely need someone to like show you the ropes.
show me
It's a
the
lot to
ropes.
get
All right.
into. Yeah.
Well, here's the 2026 manifesting a friend that will show me the magic ropes.
You can buy like pre-made decks.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
They call them pre-cons, pre-constructed decks. So you can just like start, start right there. Just watch a
There you
YouTube,
go.
just watch a YouTube video and buy a pre-con and just,
And be
Just
super
try it out.
confused for like months.
yeah.
I love
Well,
it.
guys, last question, looking ahead, 2026 is, I would assume, shaping up to be another big year for the band. I know you've got some European festivals happening next
Mhm.
summer. Beyond that, what can fans kind of expect in terms of new music, more touring, and, where are things heading next year?
Yeah. We're pretty much we're gearing up for a pretty big year next year. Definitely lots of touring. We want to try to get on the road on a headliner before we hit Europe, and we're working on a bunch of new music, and yeah, it should just a little bit of everything. So we're stoked to share it all, and yeah, it should be a new kind of era, new zone for RTD. So pretty excited.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
Well,
we will look out for the headline if you guys obviously come to LA, which you guys live here, so you will.
Oh,
Mhm.
absolutely.
We will be there. We will be there.
we will
Hell yeah.
definitely be there.
Sweet.
Yeah, this has been so much fun, guys. Thank you so much again for jumping on. It's been
Of
great
Yeah,
to
thanks
course.
for
chat.
chatting with us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we'll let you guys go. And yeah, just congrats on everything and stoked to see what's next for 2026.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it,
Hell
you
yeah,
guys.
guys. All
Thank you.
right. We'll talk soon. See ya.
All right.
Later.
Bye.
Later, y'all.